Welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review time. Today we got something a little bit smaller. Today we've actually got the Brassin set for the Propeller. This is for a kit we reviewed recently, which is the gorgeous Eduard BF 109G-6. We've looked at the engine, we've looked at the cockpit, and now we have the Propeller set just down here in the box. Now, something we can see over here. This is exactly the same Propeller set, but this is actually for the 190 that we're currently working on down here, and we've used the Propeller set in 1/32 scale, as we've used all the other Brassin stuff to go with this particular one we're working on here at the moment. Now the great thing with this set is, and I have to say it, is that it's beautifully cast. We got some very nice details down here. It's one of those upgrades where you might think to yourself, you know, is it worth it? You know, it's quite a bit of money for something that actually the kit one isn't too bad. Okay, but I have to say, having worked on the Revel one, the propellers were pretty awful, so down in here we've got something very, very nice. So the instructions are simplicity itself, as you can see. So literally, once you removed all the parts from their various backings, okay, you can just push this one straight in. But as you can see, the actual propeller hub itself is beautifully detailed. We've got some great stuff going down here. The spinner cap again, because obviously we've got the cannon running right the way through the middle, okay, and the blades. So let's have a look at some of the little parts down in here. The foam off the back. So this is the propeller hub, as you can see it just here. Again, the casting is absolutely gorgeous on this. What you're going to have to do, it's not just obviously this bit here, it's the backing as well. So up to this little line at the back, you're going to actually cut that clean off, and that is going to be your base. But again, a little bit of metallizers down in there, a little bit of dry brushing, a little bit of buffing, you end up with something absolutely exquisite and beautifully done. So if you did want to display it perhaps with the spinner cap off, okay, take no notice of the end, obviously that needs to be removed, okay. And then obviously we've got a hollow cannon going to be going right the way through the middle, but as I said, it can be displayed as off, and you've got very nicely detailed parts, and you can put this down. The props themselves beautifully cast to the correct shape, and all the bits and pieces you can imagine just like that. And we've actually got the cannon that's going to run through the nose, the spinner, okay, and everything else like that. So you can see, very nicely done. No signs of sink marks, flash, and all the bits and pieces. These are absolutely gorgeous, and as I say, this is something we've done on this guy, just on a bigger version, okay. And I don't know if I can get this off because I've held it in with a bit of tack, and it has been in here for quite some time. So forgetting the tack that's all over this, because it's just tacked into place whilst we glue things up. But this is the type of thing you can expect for the larger sizes. As you say, we've gone through the motions of doing it, so this one can be displayed with the spinner on or off. I know it's in the bigger scale and everything else, but it gives you an idea of what you can expect, okay. Last up, you get this little guy, which is absolute gem and worked beautifully when I was using it before, because what you actually do is you'll fit this guy, okay, in here, and it fits in there gorgeous. These, once they're removed, you just take these off, you slide them into this at the correct angle, and they pop in. Also, what it does is take the stress out of accidentally perhaps putting it in at the wrong angle and then causing stress and snapping them off. It will hold it beautifully, so you just go in, and that guarantees each prop if it's at the same angle, because you can see it is swooped, and as I say, it worked beautifully for this one when we were working on this one, because it has exactly the same design with it. All right, so absolutely fantastic. So I know it seems quite expensive for something that technically you get in the kit, but honestly, when you see the riveting detail around the spinner cap round in here and all the little bits, when you do bring this together, this becomes a little mini model on its own, and well worth the upgrade. So especially if you're going to be thinking about perhaps having it with the spinner cap off. So if you're doing a little diorama, you can have it with it off and put it down. So when you put this together with the other bits in the kit, i.e. we're talking the engine, it is a worthy upgrade, because it then enables you to do a diorama setting, perhaps with everything undone, including the cap off, laying next to it, and you've got a very detailed hub down in there and everything for the props and things like that. So definitely very much a thumbs up. We've got two little O-rings just down in here. This is going to go on the end, because these little metal rings actually go on the nose of the cannon. I think it's only one. I think it's giving you one as a spare, which again is a very nice touch that you get a spare, because let's face it, how many of those have pinged off when we've been working on small bits of photo etch? So there we go, that is Eduard's, or the Brassin set, as you can see down in here. The kit number for this particular one is, I think it is a 648255, okay, just like that. And they're the parts you actually get in your set, just like that.